Saw right through the hill you're bleeding on. Left me black and blue, but I still carry on. See the problems not with everyone else. Just look inside yourself, and you'll find it's you. Crooked road, bitter carry on. See the problems not with everyone else. Just look inside yourself, and you'll find it.
Okay, hi, hello.
Hi.
I need to fix my macros
Hey.
on my Stream Deck because, like, switching to Spotify to turn off the music, then switching to Discord to turn on my mic, and then turning on my actual mic is
A lot.
it's a lot to do in, like,
much.
so many seconds.
Fair enough.
I'm broken. Everything... Oh, I'm just making sure.
So I feel like everything you do is inherently harder because you can't read.
That's also true. It's funny. My favorite my favorite artist, Bill Murray. He just released. He does like these reels of like things he says at live shows. And one of the first things he says, "You want to hear a secret? I don't know how to read. I dropped out of high school to join a band." And I was like, I've never felt more seen.
What's that quote from New Girl with Nick Miller where he's like, "I'm not convinced I know how to read. I think I just memorized a bunch of words."
Yeah, same. I'm just good at guessing. I'm just really good at guessing.
We're starting, so let's start with what we talked about before. What are we playing?
Yeah, new segments. One of them, we don't know what we're doing, but 2 new segments will be coming. First one, the easy one, is what are we playing right now? What are we enjoying right now? And just like a quick like synopsis, or if we're enjoying it. There's a chance we're hating what we're doing, which makes things even funnier.
If you had asked me this question while I was playing Mario Odyssey, I would have said, I don't want to be playing this game anymore. Set me free.
Can you not diss me on my own show?
You know how I feel about it. That's the reality.
We have a whole episode 2 episodes ago. Go watch it. Whatever. Go watch Emily complain.
I still played all of it. I still beat the game.
You still said you enjoyed it.
Because I still beat it.
Well, all right. What are you playing right now? That is not Dreamlight Valley. I need to preface that.
I wasn't gonna say Dreamlight Valley. I'm actually playing an older game. I mean, it's not like that old, but like it's not super new. And I'm really enjoying it. I've really got into it the last couple of days, and I was playing it for a while earlier. It is Dragon Age Inquisition.
Okay. Oh, okay. So you're prepping for the new Dragon Age.
Yes, I intend to have it finished by the time Veilguard's out, so I can play Veilguard. This game is a game that is beloved by my whole friend group. I don't know why I haven't played it up until this point, but my friend had a spare copy for me, and I played a lot on my trip last weekend, and I've really gotten into it. I've had a lot of fun with it. Honestly, any game where you have fun party members and I have a good time exploring the worlds is probably going to draw me in a lot. So I'm going to, check my way through it over the next couple weeks and have it done by October 31st.
I have never played it. I've never played a Dragon Age game. I don't know if I would enjoy it is the thing. I don't know.
It's pretty much, I would compare it to Baldur's Gate. It doesn't have like the inherent D&D aspect to it where like you roll, but a lot of the like vibes and feel of the game are pretty on par with Baldur's Gate, I would say. There's a lot of lore, there's a lot of conflicting because like there's different races as well. There's like elves, dwarves, the Qunari, and there's like different race relations there and different perceptions and whatnot. So there's a lot of lore and world building that goes into it.
Okay, what about the battle system? Isn't it a top-down battle system, from what I understand? Is like tactical? I don't know. I've never looked at it.
Call it top-down. It's still like you can like freely enter and leave battles and like fight. There's no like it's not turn-based. Wouldn't call it tactical. I mean, you can play as all the companions. You don't have to play as your main character. You can play as your companions as well when you fight. As someone who's not skilled in the art of fighting, I just go in and spam the hit button and then use my specials every now and again.
That's why we play Kingdom Hearts.
I wouldn't call the combat like anything super intense or different or odd.
Okay. I know I've seen, because I had a friend who was obsessed with it, and she, like, every time I saw her do anything, it looked like, it's that, I don't want to say top down, it was just like that far away camera is what I was seeing and everything.
I think there is a mode, if you hit the touchpad, there's a mode that is like top down, but I haven't used it yet. I think that's for if you want to control all your party members at once and strategize what they were going to do or what enemies they were going to go for. But as someone who's not coordinating that, I just do the regular Russian, everybody hit him as best you can, move on with your life.
You did your best, everybody. Good job.
You did great. But like it has that fun charm to it where like you'll be traveling, like exploring the world, and your like companions will start talking to each other, or they'll like start making comments about something. Just like that kind of inter-character interaction that I really enjoy. So I'm having a good time with it, especially with the new one coming out. I think it's going to be great to finish this one and be able to go straight into Veilguard.
I should add it to my list, but when I'll get to it, I never
would like it. I think you would.
Okay. Well, I mean, if it's similar to what you just said, then yeah. Well, we're going to talk about what I finished, because I just finished something and what I'm moving on to. So I just finished Baldur's Gate 3. I loved it. I understand the Game of the Year hype now. I truly get it now that I've done it.
I mean, there was no other contender that was going to beat it for Game of the Year. Tears of the Kingdom, not that good.
Okay, shut the fuck up. You're wrong.
It's fine.
I don't think it was Game of the Year. No, I don't think Tears of the Kingdom was. But when it comes to Baldur's Gate, let's say there were in Emily's mind better caliber games for that. I still think it would have won out. It was almost a perfect game in every sense.
I didn't think there were better caliber games.
Huh?
I didn't think there were better caliber games.
No, I'm saying if there were like to your standards, things that could live up to Baldur's Gate 3's hype.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. You're saying if there had been contenders that were along the same quality as Baldur's Gate still would have won.
Yes. I get it. I fully get it. The only things that I didn't like are my own personal issues. When you have that much tiny text in front of me, I already struggle reading. That does not make it easier. It makes it worse.
Yeah. I'm having with Dragon Age as well, so there's like a lot of notes and stuff to pick up and read, and like my eyes are so bad that I'm like, What does this say? I can't tell you, but like I really want to know because all the notes have lore and stuff that are like really important, and I want to know what's going on.
As time goes on, I've noticed text gets smaller and smaller, and menus get bigger and bigger with too much stuff to look at, and it hurts my brain. Baldur's Gate doesn't actually, at least the PlayStation version. I did play the PlayStation version, which the PC version looks completely different. But the PlayStation,
Really?
huh?
Interesting. I didn't realize they looked completely different.
In terms of like menus and selecting attacks and spells and all that. On PlayStation, it's a wheel. Like you have multiple wheels. You press R1, you have multiple wheels to choose your action. On PC, it's just a screen of a bunch of panels and buttons. That's it.
I hate that. Can I just say that is such a turnoff for any game where it's just like you have rows and rows of buttons and like I hate that.
Well, PlayStation's was at least it was decent enough to where I could handle it. I will say, if you're novice to D&D, it doesn't necessarily it does an okay job of explaining what things are, but it assumes you know a lot going in. It assumes you're somebody who knows at least a good amount of D&D before you go in. I think that's its biggest flaw. It could do better at like explaining what each class is better and
agree. I mean, like, first of all, I don't think it's any D&D has existed for so long in so many different genres and forms. There's movies, there's books, there's the actual game of D&D. I don't think anything that takes on D&D is its job to explain D&D. Also, this is a third Baldur's Gate. There's been 2 before this. They could have explained it in 1 and 2. I don't think we're on 3.
1 and 2 are not connected to 3.
Right, but like it's still the third game. Maybe in the first game they explained it. The story doesn't have to be connected, but like
do you know when the first one came out?
When?
We were children. It was like 1996 or 1998.
Yeah, I still don't think it's the job of the third game to explain to you what D&D is. Like either you get it or you can like
it doesn't need to explain the D&D or the 5e rules, but a better explanation because there are a lot of newcomers. Like this, it was an introduction for a lot of newcomers. Most people who play Baldur's Gate 3 did not play 1 or 2, myself and you included. You know.
Yeah, but you still know what D&D is.
I do. But like, yeah, it's not even how D&D works. I think you're focused on the D&D. How it works as.
Okay, so what do you want them to explain? What did you want them to explain?
Better explanations of what each race does and what each class does and how it affects different things. A better understanding. Yeah, pretty much that. Like, okay, what's the difference between a wizard, a wizard, a warlock, and a sorcerer? They're all magic users. What's the difference, right?
Okay.
Yeah, there
fair.
are.
I
Yeah,
think that's a fair criticism.
Yeah, there are certain things where it just kind of doesn't tell you the difference. It kind of gives you hints at what they're good at and what they're not good at, but it doesn't do a great job of that. There was a lot of things I had to remember.
I think it's fair when you're creating your character to say this is what the character will do and this is what their skills are and here are how they're different. Because there's also a lot of like, and I'm sure Baldur's Gate covers this, or I don't know, maybe it doesn't matter in Baldur's Gate as much, but like definitely with like Dragon Age and whatnot, and there's been a few other games as well. There's a lot of tension between certain races, certain classes. So I think that's important to explain as
well. There was a race that I've never. I don't know if it was homebrewed for Baldur's Gate or not. I don't know if they created this race or not. I think it's Yankee, but I've never seen it before in D&D. So I don't know if that's a case, but it's interesting. Anywho, I just finished that, but that's not. I say when I'm playing now, I've only played like 30 minutes of it. I'm nowhere in it. I finally undid the packaging of Forspoken, and I'm starting Forspoken.
What is Forspoken? I don't remember this.
This came out early 2022 or 2023. It was a Square Enix game. It got mediocre scores. But it's about this girl from New York who puts on this cuff and then is automatically transported to this magical world. She has no idea where she is. They're both very sarcastic. The visuals looked good enough and the action in the trailers looked good enough where I wanted to try it. But when I saw reviews, I held off. And then I think it was late last year. I saw it for like $17 at GameStop. I'm like, okay, I can justify paying $17 for this. So I bought it. I kept it sealed until like yesterday. I unsealed it. Started that up. So far, so good. There's some weird models. Like some of the character models are weird. But I don't know what I expect from Square Enix. Square Enix can't do hair. I'm going to straight up say that. Square Enix cannot do hair.
You're used to doing the spiky anime hair.
They do not know how to do stringy hair, because even in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, they don't do well with hair. But I digress. So far, it's fine. I haven't noticed anything. I can't really give it a real critique. I do like the humor and the sarcasm from both characters so far, so it's not bad yet. At the beginning, makes you cry a little bit. Real tear jerker. That's it.
I'm starting in 2 days. Star Wars Outlaws.
I will not. But
It's interesting. I've heard. So there's a lot of controversy around it, and this will be an episode we'll talk about next week. I actually don't know if I'll have
next week is review, I think. Next week is...
It is next week. I'm going to get as much of it done as I can. I don't know if I'll have it in which case I'll review what I can, and then when I beat, I'll let you know. But there's been a lot of controversy around it, mostly because it's a Ubisoft game, right? And Ubisoft always comes with criticism, but I've seen most of the people who are playing it say that it's got some bugs, but the worlds are really beautiful to explore. The story's really good. So I'm seeing some real high praise for it.
I heard it also does have more space exploration than Starfield, from what I understand.
You can fly from space onto the planet directly.
Wow, it's almost like Starfield. Should have done that from the get-go.
From planet to planet, you can land on the planet. You have a super... If you haven't seen the companion that you get in this game, the cute little creature that she has.
Little minx thing. I think it's called minx.
Yeah, his name's Nyx.
Oh, Nyx. Nyx.
I don't know what it's called. That's the creature's name, but I'm so excited for it. It's gonna... The world's truly, I've seen a lot of the environments, and they look really good. So I'm really excited to start that on Friday. It will take me away from Dragon Age Inquisition for a while, which I'm pretty bummed about now that I'm getting really into Inquisition, but...
And on Friday, September 6th, Astrobot for me. I think you're playing Astrobot too, aren't you? Or no, is it just me?
I'm playing Astrobot.
Okay. Astrobot is coming, and I will be playing the hell out of it. I will probably have a platinum before the review, 7 days later. Oh. I will be so immersed into Astrobot, it's not even funny. I am so stoked.
Well, I'll probably be done with Star Wars Outlaws by then, so I'll probably be checking
I think you're overestimating the scale. I'm sorry, underestimating the scale of Star Wars Outlaws. I think Star Wars Outlaws is going to take you way longer.
Underestimating the scale of Star Wars Outlaws. I'm going to play as much as possible in the week before I review it. And I'll review it for the environments, the story so far, the gameplay. I won't be able to fully review the story, but quite honestly, most reviewers don't. But by the time I get to the end, then whatever that may be, I'll include a 10-minute segment at the end to see if my opinions change once I've beaten it.
Okay. Because sometimes
I'm going to do as much as I can.
Sometimes game endings ruin whole games. Danganronpa 3.
You're so right. Hold on. Let's see. So the main story for Outlaws is 20-ish hours.
Oh, that's really not as long as I thought it would. Well, I mean, you're going to be doing side stuff. I can't imagine you play that game and not do side stuff.
It says main plus side is 20 and a half. Main story is 15 and a half. Main plus sides is 20 and a half. Which seems odd considering it's still a 70.
That's short.
Game.
That's real short.
It is very short. That might change. This one says 18 hours for the main campaign. 25 hours for a standard playthrough, 40 hours for 100% completion.
That's so short. 40 hours is not much.
So I think if anything, I'll play at my normal play time. I think I'll do side stuff, but if I start to run out of time, then I'll probably prioritize the main story and then go back for a side stuff later.
Yeah, that's so weird. So, I can't wait to get into the immersive story of Astrobot.
It's not a game you play for the story. You play it to see all the Easter eggs that they drop.
They do. I think this is going to be Team Asobi's because Astrobot's been around since I think the original PSVR, and Astro's Playroom really put them in the spotlight, and I think this is going to be their coup de grace.
Astro's Playroom was so fun.
Mm-hmm. It didn't overstay its welcome. There was a lot to do. It was free.
That was the best part, was especially because it highlighted everything that the PS5 controller could do, which I don't think a lot of games really take advantage of.
They don't.
It was a really good introduction into the PS5.
So we're stoked for that. Review for that will be the week after she reviews Outlaws. Oh my god, we have so
but
much
hey, we're
to do.
15, nearly 20 minutes in, so let's start talking about our main highlights for
Oh,
today.
so you didn't have anything for topic for excerpt number 2 for the new edition? Hot takes.
Oh, we talked about doing hot takes. You know, I don't know if I have.
If you don't have one right now, it's fine. We'll go to next week.
In general, like anything in the world.
Oh no, like video game related. It could be any game. It doesn't have to be what we're talking about now.
It just want to have to be what I'm playing at the moment.
No, any game in the world. I'm going to stick with my standard one because it's the first one and I didn't have a lot of time to prep and I thought of this today.
Yeah.
You want me to go first? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have mine, but you go.
Yeah, my standard one that I will always do if anyone asks me for a hot take is that Kingdom Hearts 1 is superior to Kingdom Hearts 2 in every way, except for probably like combat. But no,
And
it's a better
lost
game.
in the bracket.
Yeah, because you were wrong. I conceded. No, wait, no. I conceded. And I shouldn't have. But it is the better game. I stand by that. You can find me in the comments. Come at me. Kingdom Hearts 1 is the better game.
Okay. Drum roll, please. You guys have never heard this kind of hot take from me before.
Oh, God.
I'm going to pull up the microphone for it. Resident Evil 4, the original, was not that good.
But Leon Kennedy!
It wasn't that good of a game. You could not aim your gun and move at the same time.
But Leon Kennedy!
You know how hard that is when you have 50 zombies coming at you and you're trying to shoot them, but you can't aim your gun and also take 2 steps backwards.
But Leon Kennedy!
Is a bootlicker.
That's all I wanted.
And his girlfriend is a bioterrorist. That game, it relies way too heavily on quick time events. It's not that good. The remake is so much better. Capcom, it wasn't that good. And that's actually going to go into our main topic for today as well. I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah, it definitely is. Let's jump into the news, which is part of our topic anyways, because we got shocked like the rest of the world got shocked with a Nintendo Direct / partner showcase yesterday.
About this first, because I've seen a lot, and this is not something I have a lot of knowledge on, so I'll admit that right out of the gate. I've seen a lot of people saying that essentially because this Direct dropped in August, that pretty much confirms there's going to be a Switch 2 announcement in September.
Okay. So going into this, my brain didn't process partner showcase. Okay. Right? It didn't process partner showcase, which that just means there's no first party stuff being announced.
Yeah.
That means, yeah. When I thought about that, the Direct was better than I thought. Because I mean, there's no first party stuff. It was fine. But generally around this time, and why I think those rumors are true, the point I'm trying to get at, generally around this time, we do get a normal Direct. Around September to announce holiday stuff. Because they're big holiday releases, whatever they're trying to push for like Christmas and everything, right?
Yeah.
Because I think the only thing coming up on Switch that's huge is Echoes of Wisdom in this month, in September.
They have Mario Party Jamboree, and they have Mario and Luigi Brotherhood.
Yeah, I don't think it's Brothership. I keep saying Brotherhood, but I keep like, oh, it's Brothership. I still hate that.
Brothership's bad. I don't like it. I played it on a document, but I hate Brothership. It sounds like Mothership, but Brothership, and like I don't care for it.
Anywho, yeah, but I don't think Brothership's going to be the big push, like a big Christmas push. I don't think it's going to be a massive Christmas push. Mario Party is going to sell well, Christmas or not. Mario Party just does well. And then Echoes of Wisdom, once again, people who are going to want to play it are not going to wait till Christmas for Echoes of Wisdom.
No, it's coming out in September.
Yeah.
No, wait, what's this? Yeah, nobody's going to wait an extra 3 months.
Exactly.
Wait. You know it's never going to go on sale, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, just buy it right away. That's the only other game I'm buying in September before October destroys me. Anywho,
October destroys you.
Oh yeah, you're worse. Of all the reviews, Emily has it far worse than I have. She has it far worse.
I have to do Silent Hill 2, Life is Strange, Veilguard, and AC Shadows in the span of 2 months. I have to do Echoes of Wisdom, Silent Hill 2, Life is Strange, Veilguard, and AC Shadows in the span of 2 months.
Let's see. I have, if we're going October like you just did to December, I have Echoes of Wisdom, Mario Party Jamboree, Metaphor Re Fantasio, Mario and Luigi Brothership, and AC Shadows.
Okay, we have the same amount,
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
I think my Veilguard and my Veilguard would be a little bit longer
Yeah.
than perhaps Mario Party Jamboree.
I don't have to do that one that much to give it I had to play one round, and I'm like, well, that's the review. No, I should probably play every map. I should probably give every map a try.
Yeah, you got to play at least once online with 20 people.
Oh, that's absolutely happening. That stream's coming soon. Twitch.tv/TheBeardedBlake Show.
I don't know if I'm buying it, so I don't know if I'll be able to join you. For that
You're
one,
wrong, but okay. I
Do you
understand.
see how many games I have to buy?
I know. I recognize. There's a reason I kept Epic Mickey off my list.
Maybe someone will give it to me. Maybe my mom or my sister will buy it for me for an early Christmas present.
Okay. Anywho. Back to what we were talking about. So yeah, I do believe the rumors. I do think we're going to get a Nintendo Direct in mid to late September or even early October at the latest. That'd be around the same time we got the Switch announcement before the Switch launched in March 2017. So
you think we'd still be looking at a March release date?
yeah, I think we're going to be looking at March.
It would need a lot of time to actually manufacture all the Switches as well.
Oh, they're already in manufacturing. Like they are in manufacturing before they announce.
That I guess that makes sense. I saw that they had a thing that Nintendo was doing a big manufacturing push, but that was not, the Switch 2 wasn't mentioned in it. So
well, yeah. I know we got the PS5 announcement in June of 2020 and it released in November of 2020. So that's why I'm like, yeah, they're in manufacturing.
Yeah, but when did you actually get one?
December.
I forgot about that. I'm really wondering if that's going to happen with the Switch 2 again.
No, I think it's going to happen. It's not going to happen as long as a stint. We had a chip shortage. We don't have a chip shortage right now. And we're not all locked in with nothing to do. Big difference.
Fair enough. The Switch 1, though, when that came out in 2017, that was hard to find as well.
Not for as long as the PS5 and Xbox were.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about,
Yes.
Was there anything at this Direct that interested you?
I think I haven't played Sea of Stars yet. I will, but there is a DLC coming out for that, which pushes me more to play it, even though I won't be playing on Switch. Something I won't play, but I thought was interesting, is that Yakuza Kiwami is coming to Switch.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the big announcement.
That was the final announcement, too. So, like, they put that in the big kid spot.
Well, they had, like, I think it was the Yakuza trilogy or something come out on the Wii U, but it didn't sell well because nobody owned a Wii U. And so, yeah, this is a big deal because they haven't done it since. So that's interesting. Other than that, there was a couple indie games I thought were fine. I thought the Suikoden remakes or remasters or whatever they are. I've never played Suikoden, but they're known as some of the best RPGs of all time. So I'll give those a try.
There was a lot of JRPG looking games.
That's not shocking.
A lot of them.
There are two more things I was interested in. That whatever that SpongeBob game was, that Patrick Open Sandbox, that actually looked kind of like, okay, I'll give this a try.
I thought of you when that trailer came up. I was like, this looks like something Allison and Blake would like.
I will go hard with that. I will probably enjoy it. Though once again, if it comes out on PlayStation, I'm going to buy it there. I'm not going to buy it on Switch. And the last thing, a game, these are two indie, there are two of them. They're indie games that I've always wanted to try called Coffee Talk. They're highly regarded as some of the best visual novel indie titles. And they just announced their third one, Coffee Talk Tokyo. So they are on my list. I want the physical copies, but those cost way more money than I have. And so...
Do you think you're going to buy something digital?
Excuse me. That was gross. Can't believe that came out of your mouth. There are children here.
The only thing I really looked for at the Direct was a date for the Tales of the Shire game that's coming out later this year because it's been very vague. Mm-hmm. It didn't give a date. It just said holiday 2024, which was already known. So I was kind of annoyed that they included it with no new information whatsoever. But yeah, that was the only thing I was truly waiting for or hoping for, and I didn't get any info on it.
There is
it's coming.
There is one more thing that I'm not just interested in. It's more like I am getting it. The Plucky Squire has been like the talk of the indie world for a very long time. It's where that where you go between the real world and a 2D world type of
Cool.
book game. It looks really cool. People are super hyped about it. It is coming to all platforms, so I will be getting it when it launches. I think it launches.
Are you getting it on Switch?
No, it's coming out on PlayStation. If it releases on PlayStation, I'm getting it there.
Buy it on PlayStation.
Because trophy support, and it will just by default run better. The guys, I don't know how to tell you this. Your Switch's little Tegra chip from 2017 ain't running as well as it used to.
I mean, like, let's be real. The chip from 2017 was not state of the art in 2017.
No, it was it's
kind of outdated and small in 2017, let alone in the year 2024.
Yeah, because it's a chip device. It was developed for phones. It's a phone chip.
I was playing Animal Crossing New Horizons in the year 2020, and my Switch was lagging because of the furniture I put on my island in Animal Crossing.
I would say, have you seen Pokemon games run? But that's just the Pokemon company's fault. That's not even the Switch's fault.
Yeah, that's not even like originally Nintendo. They're not making that. I was playing Animal Crossing, which is the best-selling Nintendo Switch game of all time, made by Nintendo. And
is
it
it?
was lagging in 2020.
It's not the top-selling Nintendo Switch game. Try again.
Number 2?
No, but I want you to guess what number 1 is. Hold on. This is important. We have to know this. I know
Mario Kart number 1.
Yeah, Mario Kart's number 1.
Two.
Yeah. Okay, it is number 2. I didn't think I thought Ultimate did pass it, but no, it passed Ultimate. Okay. I'm shocked Breath of the Wild is not closer. But yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, everybody and their mama has it.
People, I mean, Breath of the Wild came out in 2017, but it was also a dual release on the Wii U.
Yeah.
So I think Animal Crossing it also released at COVID. So I think that one was much prime for higher sales. But let's get into our topic of the day.
I'll let you introduce it because this is your bread and butter. Even though I have some things to say.
I don't know if this is going to be a rant at video game companies for their cowardice or for their indecision. I don't know if this is going to be a discussion about consumers and how they want everything but are thankful for nothing, it feels like these days.
Consumerism.
There's a lot, but essentially when we were making our list last week of games that were disappointment, I was realizing a lot of games that were disappointing for me or frustrating for me. A theme seemed to be that in these games or these series or games I ended up really liking, there's a thing, like if a game does the same thing over and over again, if a series, and a good example of this is Assassin's Creed, does the same thing over and over and over again, right? They stop getting critical acclaim. People kind of just look down on them like, it's just another of the same. But then when games seem to mix it up and do something new, reinvent the wheel, they change it, then people are like, I miss the classic days of gaming, bring it back. And then ultimately it feels like the game developers concede to that. And I could think of 3-4 series off the top of my head that had done that. So we were kind of I wanted to talk in this episode about how do gaming companies and or players balance the desire for something new with keeping to what made the game good in the first place, and where I feel like a lot of them fail at it.
I do want to preface this. I think most people who are saying that the video game industry is going down the toilet and there's no innovation, these are all people who only play Call of Duty. I need to preface that. Those are those types of people. So if you're not one of those people, you're wonderful. But if you are one of those people, shut up and go kill some zombies or whatever you do. Go say slurs that you do and get a life. Continuing.
Reconsider your actions.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Don't do what you normally do. Stop saying slurs. Come on now. You're 35 years old, sitting in your mom's basement. Just stop. Play a better game or go touch some grass. I'm gonna get us in trouble. I'm gonna stop talking.
No, to be fair, like a lot of the criticism in the gaming industry these days is a lot of really toxic behavior that doesn't fall in line with the majority. Like if we're looking at Star Wars Outlaws, there's probably some legitimate criticisms there because it's an Ubisoft game. But even just the fact that you're playing as a female character or the fact that the female character isn't very pretty, there's a lot of criticism in that. But I'm talking more of like, again, to jump back to the Assassin's Creed reference, Assassin's Creed has followed the same formula for a very long time and it got a lot of shit for it essentially. And it kind of petered off with Unity, where it kind of hit the lowest it could hit.
I hate that game so much.
Very valid. And then they decided to change it up. They came out with Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla, which were much larger. They were open world. You could choose your character's gender. Well, not in Origins, but then by the time Odyssey came around, you could choose your character's gender. There were like story-based choices to make. There were romances. They really changed it up, and all of a sudden you got a lot of people being like, this isn't even Assassin's Creed anymore. It's just an RPG where you play as an assassin. What happened to all the social stealth? What happened to this? Like, they made Assassin's Creed bad. And it was like, you asked for this huge change, and this huge change happened, but now you're not happy with a huge change, and you want what you had before, which is how we ended up in a situation where Ubisoft said, okay, what you're going to get is you're going to get Mirage, which is going to be an old style game. It's only going to be about 30 hours. It's going to be a small map. It's going to be the traditional social stuff you want. Then you're going to get, I always want to call it Codename Red because that's what its like development name was before it became Shadows. Then you're going to get Shadows, which is going to be the big open world, the newer formula we have. And then we're going to throw all of that in the trash. And we're going to move on to Codename Hex, which it will get a real name somewhere down the line. But that is one example of how do you reinvent the wheel without losing all of the fans that liked the series originally, or without caving and falling back to what you had originally when the series takes off again?
I think there are some interesting things that I've noticed around this too, where at the time of releases of these things, an initial reaction is negative, right? But then years go on, and all of a sudden people are like change their tune, and like, it's not that bad. It's actually pretty good. It was always good. I remember it always, like, you know, the whole tune changes, right? Best example I have. There's one where I don't think the opinion will change, but there's one in this series where the opinion did like heavily shift. So we're going to talk quickly, just real quick, about Pokemon first Gen 5, which is Black and White. Specifically because up to Gen 5, even Gen 5, in terms of gameplay, the mechanics pretty much stayed the same. They added some tweaks here and there, but the mechanics and the battle stuff and what you're supposed to do stayed the same. But in Gen 5, they're like, let's actually make a story. And let's also do like a soft reboot, replace all the Pokemon you know, and you're going to get all new ones, only new ones until you beat the game. Which...
Ooh, that doesn't sound like that would make a lot of people happy. If you told me I could have... If I was a Pokemon fan and you told me I couldn't have Charizard anymore...
Yeah, people were pissed. People were initially pissed. And then, you know, it's been what? That came out in like 2011, I think, 2012. And not even that soon after, like 5 years later, after people were just shitting all over this game, it's so bad. And we're like, no, that was one of the best ones. That one was great. We loved it. It's awesome. And to this day, I still hear people like, no, we need Gen 5 again. Gen 5 is the best one. I'm like, where were you people back then? Besides the point.
And here's what I come back to. I think, quite honestly, there probably is a problem with developers at certain points about getting stuck in the same thing or maybe changing things too much. But I think, quite honestly, players and gamers are afraid of new things. They don't
want it.
Like change, especially, and I shouldn't say they don't like new things in general. If you came out with a new game that was, you know, a completely new concept, maybe they'd take to it. But if you take a series they really like and you do something new with it, it is almost always going to get unfair criticism. Now, that's not to say they don't have their fair criticisms. I think a good example of this would be Mass Effect Andromeda, which had totally fair criticisms. It was buggy. The graphics were wonky as hell upon release. Like, there were some really, really fair criticisms of Andromeda when it was first released. But a lot of the criticisms that I even see people say today is, well, why didn't we just have Shepard again? Why didn't we have someone who was related to Shepard? Why didn't we have someone from Shepard's crew? Why weren't we doing this? And a lot of it was just, I wanted what I had in the beginning. I want a new game in the same characters, even though that story had wrapped. And so I think the reality is that gamers just don't want any shit. And I'm gonna out one of my friends here and not name her personally, but this is a conversation she and I have had long talks about. Is she has looked me in the eye and told me that if a video game series she really liked was going to change main characters, Like, let's say there was going to be a Kingdom Hearts game that was not about Sora, which there is, that she would rather the series just end. She would rather never have another new game in that series.
I think is this the friend who I think it is, who has bad
I don't know.
Final Fantasy VII opinions?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
If you're watching this, friend, I love you and I value your opinion. This was just a good example here.
Hey.
We disagree, and I disagree on this, but like her opinion, for example, was Resident Evil 7 should have just been a completely new series. It shouldn't have had anything to do with Resident Evil or any of the lore. It should have just been a new thing from the get-go. And I think there's a lot of that as well, where people are just, they want to inherently like protect the series that they love. They don't want it to change in any way or add stuff they don't like about it or do something with the characters at a certain point. And so I think that brings a lot of inherent hate to long-standing series that do something. And then, of course, like you mentioned with Pokemon, upon reflection, however many years from now, you can look back and be like, oh, that's actually a good game. But how do gaming companies who are hearing all this criticism for years not change direction then? You know, like Resident Evil is another example where they did something new with Resident Evil 7 and it got all the fans to come back. It was hailed an instant classic. It was really popular. And then they immediately overhauled it in 8 by killing off the new characters and bringing back the old ones.
The ones that you just adore so much.
Listen, I like them in their place and time. Leon in Resident Evil 2, incredible. Jill, Claire, they've never done anything wrong a day in their life. Chris Redfield, mostly good except for in Resident Evil 8. They just all have their flaws, and they're all great, but like at this point in the timeline, Chris Redfield, depending on what era and time you look at, is pushing 70. So it's just kind of how do you balance? I mean, like, for example, jumping back to Mass Effect, because of how poorly Andromeda did, they canceled the sequels, and now apparently they're working on something that's completely different. So how do gaming companies know what is fair criticism and what is criticism that is coming from something that is just change? And then how do you make a decision about how you're going to proceed based on it?
I think
not everyone's going to do what Assassin's Creed did and say, you can have one of each, and then we'll give you something brand new. Eat well, gamers. Not everyone's going to do that.
Listen, you can say eat well, gamers, but people are still going to, bash. They already did bash someone on Mirage, and they're going to bash on Shadow. They're already bashing on Shadows, and the game isn't even out yet.
Bash Mirage. I'm sure they'll bash Hex when it comes out. Like, people already bash, and that's too. I guess that's another. Maybe that's another topic for a different day. Is how do you deal with the constant negativity and criticism in the gaming industry? But I feel like that kind of goes into this as well, where it just feels like, and I've mentioned Dreamlight Valley a lot on this channel and podcast, but like, Dreamlight Valley will give you free content every 2 months that has hours and hours of gameplay, and they've done like 15 free updates, and people are still complaining that the $30 that they paid for it was too much. So just a lot. I think for one, and a good thing we need to, this is kind of important for a different reason, but it's still important and relevant. I think we need to stop listening to the old heads. And that includes, unfortunately, it kind of includes me at this point, because yes, I enjoy games, but things I enjoyed from the PS2 era, even though I'd like for them to come back or like that style again, I understand it's not for, your newer audience, your younger audience to pulling things in. And the reason I bring this up is because if you look at something like the Final Fantasy VII versus Final Fantasy VII Remake, right? The old heads hate it. They actually do not like Final Fantasy VII Remake because it's not turn-based. It's not truly turn-based. The ATCB system's not the way they want it to be. It's not the way it used to be. The story is shifting. They don't like that. They want the original. They want it how it used to be. And then play the original. You don't need the original still exists.
Yeah.
It hasn't been taken from you. It hasn't been replaced with the remake.
Which goes into what you said before about, people don't like change. I think the old heads don't like change, and they want things to stay the same, how they're used to it, how they like it. And if you ask Call of Duty players, every Call of Duty game is new, even though they haven't been new since 2013. Excuse me. Anywho, every single game has been different. Sorry.
Have you seen? I think I brought this up to you a few days ago. There's been a lot of criticism for the Silent Hill 2 remake, even though it looks great. Which I understand some of it is being made by a team who historically has made walking simulators. So there's definitely some hesitation there, which I think is earned and fair, but from everything we've seen, it looks really good. But they were complaining essentially about the new combat system being too smooth. They were like, this wasn't how the original combat system was. The combat system before was so good. And somebody posted a video and they're like, oh, you mean this combat system? And it takes the character like 15 seconds to lift up their like sword and swing it, at which point the character they're trying to hit is like across the room at this point. And they're like, come on, like, you've got to acknowledge that, like, while you can love and cherish old games and classic games that came out like a long time ago, you can also love them while still acknowledging that their mechanics or their gameplay styles are perhaps out of date. Like, the Resident Evil 4 is a fantastic game. And not in my opinion, but I mean, people love it, right? And I
to
can
me, that game sucks.
I hated it. But the fact that I couldn't walk away from the zombies while also aiming my gun is a critical thing I need to be able to do. And it's great that the remake had that, and that's what adds value. So I think there needs to, I would just love to see a wake-up call, which there won't be, in the industry, of recognizing that you can love the old things while appreciating the new that comes along. Just because something new comes doesn't mean the old is going to be destroyed and thrown in the garbage and never thought of again. The police aren't going to come to your home and rip Resident Evil 4 out of your hands.
If you go back to the whole Pokemon thing, they probably will never try something new again after Gen 7. I am a certified Gen 7 hater. I will say that I'm part of this group. But if you look at like when they did try something new, they got rid of the gym challenges and everything, and people still hate that game because it's not a good game. It in hindsight, but that's not the reason it's not good. Sometimes these games where they try something new are bad for reasons outside of them trying something new.
What they tried.
But the game companies are gonna see, like, the game companies are looking like, oh, they didn't like it, so they didn't like the new stuff. It's like, no. They like the new stuff. They don't like the fact that I have 45 minutes of cutscenes before I do anything.
I also think there's something about oh shoot, I had my train of thought. Something about the something new. Even if the something new is what the problem is, it can be tweaked. Sometimes it's a learning experience. Sometimes it's a stepping stone to something better. Sometimes you have to try out new mechanics to see how they work. A good example of that, in my opinion, which, as many of you will know personally, I didn't have an issue with this, but many players did, is the motion controls in Skyward Sword. They, for a lot of people, were a source of frustration. It was a reason they didn't play the game. It was a reason they reviewed the game very poorly. It didn't personally bother me, but by the time you get to Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, there are motion controls in that game. Yes, they function differently, but you have the tilt controls and you have motion controls in a very similar way that you had to Skyward Sword. They pulled back on them, but you still had them.
Are you talking about the shrine motion controls?
Yeah, there's motion controls in the shrine.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I thought you were, like, comparing, like, the combat motion controls and saying that's in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I'm like, are you sure about that?
There's, like the when the Switch controllers came out, they had tilt motion controls. There's motion controls in Paper Mario in the Origami King, where you had to take the Joy-Con and like do certain motions with it to get something to happen.
You've been saying a lot of trigger words this podcast. You said buying digital. You saying Origami King. Is everything okay at home?
I know. But sometimes I think like sometimes those something news are a learning experience, and that doesn't mean that the game shouldn't be the best it can be. But trashing anything new, it's kind of against that idea. So I mean, I would just like to see gamers embrace new things more. And I feel like that's not going to happen. But I would love to see just us be more open to our series changing and evolving.
Also, if I hear any of you people saying, well, the older versions of this game were harder than the newer versions of this game, the newer versions are too easy, maybe reflect on what those games are. If we're talking Pokemon, yes, it is a children's game for children. I do enjoy them, but it's a children's game for children. If we're talking like Dark Souls, then you may have some valid criticism. Just take a step back. Reflect on yourself. You're 45 years old and smell like dirty dish laundry soap. Bish.
Ew!
Sorry.
I mean, Yeah, and that's another conversation too, is like talking about difficulty and when is it okay to have a range and you can choose easy, medium, or hard, or when should a game just be inherently easy and when should a game be inherently hard? As chat is mentioning Elden Ring and whatnot. There's a time and place for inherently hard games and inherently easy games.
I think that was just a poor example of me just calling that out because I'm on a rampage today. I'm out for blood.
I don't know, man. Like, people are just getting to me this last week. I'm so sick of, and like, this also applies to, this is maybe I've stepped on my soapbox too much because a lot of this just applies to my favorite games like Resident Evil 7, Mass Effect Andromeda, Skyward Sword, where they changed it up a bit and tried something. Odyssey was one of my favorite Assassin's Creed games, aside from Syndicate, where they tried something new and they did something new, and it just got shit on so much for merely existing for being new.
I will.
Of course, Mass Effect had its issues, and it deserves criticism for those, but outside of that, just getting inherent criticism for being different new is infuriating.
I will put an asterisk on the Mass Effect thing for Emily slightly because she has not played 1, 2, or 3, but she's still allowed to enjoy it. I'm just saying, just like.
You're right, and but also, again, I'm specifically referencing reviews that I personally have read and seen where people were complaining about it not being about Shepard, about not being about the crew, about not being with, the same original characters from the first series. That is what I'm talking about when they say, like, when I'm saying doing something new, moving on to new characters, accepting that a certain character storyline is over, which I know how Mass Effect 3 ends. What did people want to happen in Andromeda, especially considering Andromeda is in a completely new galaxy? So it's those. I already mentioned at the beginning of the stream, there are incredibly valid criticisms for Mass Effect Andromeda. There was a lot that it butchered straight out of the gate, but I'm inherently talking about unfair criticisms where the criticism was just because it was different, it had changed.
You know what? I wasn't going to touch on it, but we still have time, so I'm going to touch on it. Because I was one of those people, and then I saw the light, and I grew up. I didn't hate. I didn't hate it like everybody else hates it, but I grew up. You and I kind of talked about it briefly. Kingdom Hearts 3 specifically, because even though the formula is still the same, it's still different. It still has.
It looks pretty. You guys are like so thrown by the fact that a Kingdom Hearts game actually looks nice.
I don't think anyone got mad about its visuals. I don't know a single person who got mad about its visuals.
You just literally told me that all the worlds were the same, but it was different somehow.
No. I said the formula was the same. The formula was the same.
So how is it different?
See, people don't like the story because they took a different direction in the story, which does apply. I'm going to stress that. Like, story direction does apply, but
what different direction did they take with the story?
They didn't go the direction they wanted to go.
Which direction did they want it to go in?
Go read reviews. I'm not going to drop into all this right now. I wasn't even going to jump into this at the beginning.
I'm so
people do not like the story. People do not like how it ended. A lot of people hate how it ended. They think it should have ended better. A lot of
people hate how it ended because they're protective of Sora.
Well, yeah, they can't kill Best Boy. I don't think Disney will let them kill Boy.
They didn't kill him. He's coming back. See, this is what I mean.
No one said he died. No, he's not dead. That's what I'm saying. They can't kill him. He's not dead. No, but like things like, I guess a good example, Kyrie is still a damsel in distress. Why is Kyrie still a damsel in distress?
Sure, but those criticisms exist in games, in every other Kingdom Hearts game. That is not an inherent Kingdom Hearts 3 problem. That is a series-wide problem.
I think the problem came because they actually gave you hope. There was that false hope. Oh, she's going to do something. Oh, she's going to be strong. Nope, she dies. And then you bring her back. Spoilers for Kingdom Hearts 3, a 5-year-old game. It's not that serious. Oh God, Kingdom Hearts 5. Kingdom Hearts 3 came out 5 years ago. That's weird.
And over 5, it's 5.5 years at this point.
Oh, I hate it. Oh, no, stop. Anywho, just like, for one, there are certain criticisms and changing the mechanics I do understand. The removing forms and replacing them with Keyblade forms, I understand the criticisms there. People don't like them as much. They like their Valor form and their...
Wait, but back again. These are changes that happen in every single Kingdom Hearts game. Kingdom Hearts 2 was the only one that really delved into the forms. Like, Kingdom Hearts 1 didn't have forms.
Yes.
Didn't have it.
Yes, but you also have to realize that some people only played Kingdom Hearts 2 and then nothing else until 3.
Doesn't make the criticism valid.
Oh, no. I'm once again,
played the one game.
I'm telling you I flip-flopped. I'm with you, but I'm explaining the criticisms.
I see, but like, again, that to me just falls into the same category that we're talking about, which is it's different than what I'm used to, and therefore
it's bad.
It's bad because it's not what I'm used to. Everything that you're talking about are things that changed consistently with each game.
I will say valid criticism on the ride mechanic they added. That did suck. It was fun at first, and then it started to suck. I don't want to ride on that pirate ship 30,000 times. I was over it. And I think just generally, like, the frozen world, which left a bad taste in my mouth, wasn't a real world overall as a whole.
Okay. Again, I can name you several of those worlds in every of the other games that just basically follow the storyline of the movie.
Oh, that's not the reason. That's not the reason they hate that world. I think you're just like putting words in my mouth. You got to let me finish the thought.
You said it was
No. Why do people hate the frozen world?
Because you had to go up the mountain and down the mountain and up the mountain and down the mountain.
But I never even got that out, and you said the story. I never said anything about the story, and I wasn't going with the story.
You said it wasn't a real world.
It wasn't because it was up the mountain, down the mountain, and it was just... I think the most interesting part of that was the labyrinth, and even that was just bland and vanilla and boring.
Yeah,
you don't even like the frozen world.
I don't, but like that just is... Again, for me, that's another part of the Kingdom Hearts experience. There's so many different worlds, and each of the world is going to have a different vibe, a different story to it, a different thing that you have to achieve. And inherently, there's just going to be some you don't like.
Yeah, like Chain of Memories.
I didn't really care for being a mermaid in Kingdom Hearts 1, but it's just...
But Kingdom Hearts 2, it was fine.
It was fine because you didn't actually have to swim. You just
Kingdom Hearts 2 was worse for me. If I have to, I'm so happy they're like, that musical thing sucks. Let's never. If I hear Donald sing one more note, in
this way, we'll dance and we'll play.
But yeah, people we're in a big fan. I think the Kingdom Hearts 4 thing is actually going to change up a lot, given the whole quadratum thing. I think we're going to see a massive shift in the sense of you're going to go in between two dimensions, which is going to be complicated and confusing. I don't know how they're going to pull that off, but
I think the only like change that I would ever criticize Kingdom Hearts for if they switched something up and they were like, we're doing something different now, is if they made it a sad game. I mean, it's always had its sad moments, but it's always had the happy endings. And
there is a very apparent sad game. There's two of them. You played one of them.
I can't think of a game that doesn't have a happy resolution at the, like, maybe not in that game, but later in the series.
Okay, but you said game specific because Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep is hella depressing at the end.
It's so sad, yeah, but it's sad, but also at the same time, you knew that it was all gonna you knew that it was gonna be fixed in the end.
Yeah, Birth by Sleep is hella depressing. 358 over 2 days is the saddest Kingdom Hearts game to date. It is truly cry at the end, tears, sadness the entire time.
Oh, actually, if we could jump back to hot takes, I have another hot take.
Oh god, here we go.
Xion didn't need to come back to life.
And no, I agree. I agree with that.
The nominee.
I don't agree with the nominee, but I do agree with the Xion. I think in the sense of the whole theming of Roxas coming back, because in that case,
neither did Roxas.
Okay, if you're doing that, then I can agree with you in the consistency factor. Xion isn't a nobody of anything. She's literally just a data creation. So no, Xion never needed to come back. As much as it sucked and it was sad, her initial portrayal in 358 in the story building, I think was very good and I loved it. But oh my god, yeah, no, she didn't need to come back.
Just Kairi. There's no need for her.
She's Kairi with Sora's ability. She's Kairi if Kairi was not a damsel in distress.
She is a damsel in distress. She dies.
Okay, hold on. There's a difference between, if you're a damsel in distress, you're a damsel in distress if you can't do anything about it. If you're dying in a fight, then...
You can't do anything about it, and you die.
No, okay. A damsel in distress is somebody who's calling for help. Xion's not calling for help. You know. Save me!
So are you saying to be a damsel in distress, they must legitimately out loud speak, please help me and save me?
To some degree, in some fashion. Because if I feel damsel in distress, I'm trying to think of a character who dies. I'm not thinking. Why am I blanking?
Ventus. Are you thinking Ventus?
Ventus
to me is a damsel in distress.
I wouldn't say he's a damsel in distress.
Why? He literally goes sleepy time for so long and has to be tucked into bed.
But he doesn't die.
10 years. He becomes Sleeping Beauty.
Terra's also not a damsel in distress, but he's the person he needs help.
Yeah, he needs help from himself. He's an internal damsel in distress.
He's just a dummy. He's just a dummy. But okay, I'm going to end on this, even though this is not related to topic. Before we go to after party,
we've kind of gone away from the topic. I don't think all damsels. To answer your question in chat, I don't think all damsels in distress need to die.
No. They all don't need it. I mean, Princess Peach never dies. She's definitely a damsel in distress.
I think what maybe you're struggling to convey is that damsels in distress are helpless.
Yes.
Whereas damsels not in distress, they may suffer and fall to damage and or death, but they have their own. They may need help getting out. See, this is where we differ. I still think a damsel in distress can be someone who has abilities, but is in need of help.
So Riku is a damsel in distress.
Yes.
No, because I don't want to give him that title, because that makes him seem like a good person, and he sucks.
I guess the difference is, for example, Aqua kicks ass. Aqua's so powerful. You wouldn't really call her a damsel in distress, but she still needs help in Kingdom Hearts 3 when she is trapped in the world of darkness and has fallen to the darkness. You still have to go in and save her.
Self-inflicted
and bring her back.
skill issue. I'm just kidding.
Really? How dare you? Honestly, at this point, you could call Sora a damsel in distress because he's floating who knows where.
Sora's...
How are you going to get him?
Before we jump to after party, I have to say this in terms of the Kingdom Hearts universe specifically. Terra was heavily manipulated and didn't know what he was doing. He's just a dummy, but he's a good guy.
He's a dumb boy, but he's a good dumb boy. He's just a little dumb. But to wrap up our main point. What were you gonna say about Kingdom Hearts before we go back to
I'm sorry, that was like the second time you interrupted me on that same point. Okay.
Sometimes we speak at the same time.
It's true.
And then I don't know whether to continue on or to stop.
Part 2 is, so this is the distinction I'm trying to make. So Terra, manipulated, kind of dumb boy, but good person. Riku knows what he's doing, not manipulated, knows what he's doing, does it anyway. Bad guy.
You're so right.
Thank you.
I will say in his defense, and I'm not one to defend Riku. Riku is how old in Kingdom Hearts 1?
50.
And Terra is how old in Birth by Sleep?
I don't know. It's not very old.
I thought 18.
Terra
20.
age, birth by sleep. I gotta know. He's about 19.
Okay, so there is a bit of an age difference there.
What? Okay. So Nomura said that Xemnas was about 30 years old, even though he was the nobody of a man who's clearly 85 years old.
Does any of it make any sense?
No.
It doesn't. It doesn't make sense. Let it go.
I hate it all.
Sometimes you just gotta let Kingdom Hearts be Kingdom Hearts.
Actually, in Kingdom Hearts 3, that makes... Terra's in his 30s in Kingdom Hearts 3. Terra's in his 30s.
This has been, 10 years?
It's been 10 years up to Kingdom Hearts 1, and then 3 years past to Kingdom Hearts 3. So yeah, he's about 30-something. He's like 31, 32.
I don't know. I don't like Riku. You know I hate Riku.
Riku sucks.
I would maybe not directly compare his and Terra's situations because Terra is a little older, perhaps. Also, Terra was raised to be a good Kingdom Hearts Keyblade wielder boy. Riku had no clue what was going on.
But he still like knew what he was doing was bad.
He thought he was saving his friends.
He ditched one of them. One of them's like, "Hey, come with us," and instead of like letting him and Donald hash out, he just leaves.
Yeah, no, you're right. I don't know why I'm defending Riku here. I feel like he is.
On that note, we're jumping to after party.
Well, I feel like we diverged and we should come back.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Wrap it up
sorry.
Again.
Ignore me.
We really went on a Kingdom Hearts tear for like 10 minutes there. That did not relate to our main topic whatsoever. So sorry, friends, but you know what? I could do
this all day.
We have thoughts to share. I guess something just to think about here is, do you not like something because it's bad, or do you not like something because it's new?
Or
those two things are not often the same.
Do you not like something because do you not like something because it's bad, or do you not like something because it's the same as before, but it's not inherently bad? But sometimes that old formula is still good to this day. Both can exist and be good. Thank you.
So if you see a series do something new that you like, give those developers. I guess my bottom line is that despite all the evil layoffs and everything like that, there's still a lot of really cool development teams out there who are doing their best to bring content to players and to meet the needs of players and the constant ever-changing demands and the very high demands of players. So just your casual reminder to show some love and respect and appreciation to the game devs out there who are constantly hearing from one party that they hate the current formula and hearing from another party that they want everything to stay the same, and another party saying, why aren't you doing this and why aren't you doing that? And just show some love. Obviously not to those big evil ones that are laying off all their employees. Don't do that.
Electronic Arts, if you're listening to this, be better. Ubisoft, if you're listening to this, be better. Bungie, if you're going to be bought out by PlayStation and still try to do things your own way, and then you have to lay off a whole bunch of people, be better and let Sony step in.
Nintendo, if you're listening to this, give me Wind Waker HD on Switch. What are we doing? Why are we still doing this song and dance? I don't know what's happening. That's all I want. Do better, be better. Also, if the Dreamlight Valley devs are listening to this, I just want to say you got some weird ass bugs in your game that you should probably fix. But I'm very, very appreciative of the constant updates and content you provide me with. Thank you.
Activision Blizzard, stop smelling like dirty farts and fish, and stop sexually harassing your employees, please. Thank you.
Please and thank you. Resident Evil, if you're listening to this, Capcom, I guess, not Resident Evil. Capcom, if you're listening to this, please, I'm begging you. The game's probably already done. You probably already finished it. Please don't make me play as Leon S. Kennedy in Resident Evil 9. Please, I'm begging you so badly. Please don't make me be Leon or Chris, please.
Please, Capcom, if you're listening, please give Emily Carlos back so she can have a positive review of your game whenever the review comes.
I'll take Jill or Claire. It's been... You have not had a female-led Resident Evil, mainline Resident Evil game since Resident Evil 3. 4 was Leon, 5 was Chris, 6 was a lot of people, 7 was Ethan, 8 was Ethan. It's been a long time since you had a female lead, Capcom. Come on, man. You just gotta do it. Don't make me play as Leon, please. I'm begging.
Don't make me be a bootlicker.
Don't make me do it. Anyway, just send some love to your your favorite game developers and be kind.
Buy some indie titles. There's a lot of good ones out there.
Buy the indie titles, man.
Viewfinder, which I've been begging Emily to play it. It's so good. I really enjoyed it.
$30.
It was free on PS Plus a few months ago and you missed it.
Oh, well.
I think I told you about it too, and I don't think you claimed it.
No, probably not. You should have reminded me. We all agree that that's on Blake.
Whatever.
That's with me on that one. We all agree Blake should have reminded me. He should have texted me better. We're all in agreement on that one.
I know what fights to fight. This is not one to fight because I will always be wrong. Also, the September monthly games actually are awful. It's Harry Potter's Quidditch Champions, MLB The Show 24, and Little Nightmares 2.
Oh, hey, Little Nightmares 2 is a good one.
Yeah, it's the only good one, but even then, that's not it's what, a $15, $20 game?
Hold on, I have to get something that chat asked me to get.
No.
I know where it is. Hold on, chat. Hold on.
But I'm not wrong, nor did I hurt your feelings. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't see how I'm upsetting you, but okay.
There was something else I was going to mention. We were talking about playing indie games. Oh, come join us next week. I will be reviewing Star Wars Outlaws. I've actually gotten really into holding my mic like this.
Yeah. Whenever
I feel powerful.
whenever I eventually move closer to you, we have our own like podcast studio. You were going to be doing more of that, but with like real ones.
I'm enjoying this. But yeah, I will be reviewing Star Wars Outlaws. I'm getting it as soon as it comes out. And I will be playing the heck out of it to hopefully give you as much information as possible next Wednesday. The Wednesday following that, we will be doing a joint review on Astrobot.
I'm so stoked. Sorry, I'm super stoked for this one.
We got a lot of games coming up in the next couple of months. We're going to be doing Echoes of Wisdom, the Silent Hill 2 remake, Mario Party Jamboree, Life is Strange, Veilguard, Mario and Luigi, and Assassin's Creed Shadows. So hang out with us. We're here every Wednesday now. We don't do bi-weekly. We're here every Wednesday because there's too many gosh dang games to play.
And I've been begging Emily this forever, and this is our first, 2 weeks in a row, and I'm so happy we're doing this.
Hey, Blake, I told Blake the story, but Blake actually posted his weekly schedule earlier this week, and he mentioned that podcast was going to be on Wednesday, and I just about messaged him like, "You stupid! We did podcast this last week, so we don't have podcast."
And then you looked, you're like, "Oh wait, I'm the dummy."
That was my idea. It was my idea. And I already forgot it.
I would hold up my Emily is wrong sign, but I don't have one because that is inappropriate, and I would never do something like that to my friend Emily.
You're right, because Emily can't be wrong.
Whatever. Lies and deceit. On that note, follow her on Twitch because she actually might stream something soon, from what she told me, I think yesterday.
Not that long ago.
Like 2 months ago.
I think we could call it a month.
Okay. You could find me, though, on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and now Saturday mornings. Twitch.tv/TheBeardedBlake Show. Plus, my 7-year on Twitch anniversary is this Monday.
What?
I need to put that announcement in Discord because I haven't yet. I need to make a plan for that.
What time are you streaming?
All day.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
24 hour? It's been a long time since you've done a 24 hour.
I'm not doing a 24 hour. I can't. I do.
That's totally understandable.
But if you're maybe like 6 to 8, probably.
Sick.
If you're off that day and you're not doing anything, we could do stuff.
Oh, me. Sorry, I thought you were talking to chat for a second, and then I realized that made no sense. I'm doing a little thing on Monday, but otherwise, the rest of my Monday's free.
Okay. Cool.
I'll talk to you about that later.
We are going to go and talk to the chat peoples. If you want to be part of these conversations afterwards, you got to come to Twitch. So sorry. Actually, and YouTube. You can come to Twitch and YouTube. Both are Podstation 64. If you can't do that...
YouTube. We still like you guys. We just forget about you. We're new.
Wow.
Forgive us.
And then, of course, the episodes are uploaded to YouTube every Friday now, not every other Friday. Every Friday, 10:30 a.m. This episode will be live on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, or else I will cry. I'll be brave about it, but I'll cry.
And the Kool-Aid Man will burst into your home, but you won't get to drink the Kool-Aid from the Kool-Aid Man.
Okay.
Stare at you threateningly. I know that may sound like a good thing because you're like, dang, all of that free Kool-Aid in my home? Sick. But you don't actually get to drink the Kool-Aid out of the Kool-Aid Man because I think that's murder.
You think? Or
This was a conversation we had back when I was streaming about whether or not the Kool-Aid Man is also the Kool-Aid or if he's just the jar.
Come to our after party so we'll talk about the Kool-Aid Man. Okay, bye everybody. Goodbye. Hard cut. All right, what up, chat? What up, nerds?
Chat, do you think the Kool-Aid Man is just the jar? Or do you think the Kool-Aid inside of him is like an essential organ and or blood vessel of some kind.
No, I think his jar is the skin and the Kool-Aid is his blood. Or his soul.
So if you drink the Kool-Aid, you are in fact killing Kool-Aid Man.
Yes. Unless we're talking about like drinking that Kool-Aid, then you're just killing yourself. Okay, one thing I have to mention. The Call of Duty players here in Americana lands do think they're all different, and they buy every edition as soon as they come out. Just like they think every Madden is different. Every Madden is different because it gets different characters and slightly better shaders. Sorry, I'm done.
Sorry, I'm still looking up to see if the Kool-Aid Man is just the jar or the liquid. I'm seeing somebody say that he is the jar, the liquid is his blood, and the ice cubes are his organs. Somebody
yes.
says that they remember a commercial where he is empty after waking up in the morning.
Yes. Wait, is that his pee?
Or he just like didn't have any in him while he slept.
It would get all over his pillow. Yeah, how does he? If that, let's assume that's his blood or slash organ slash soul. How does he keep it in when he sleeps?
I don't think he does.
I don't know.
This is gonna haunt me. I think he's both.
Except for a small.
No, G says he's just the jug.
G also thinks that most COD players think that they're all the same game. No, they're all the same game and stuck in a loop. I don't think that's true.
As someone who knows a COD player in her life,
I know this
she
person.
loves them.
Not that she loves them, but does she acknowledge that they're all the same game over and over again?
I don't know.
I'm too afraid to ask.
I'm
going to text her right now.
Okay, you text her. We're talking about the same person, right?
Yes. Someone who texted me just the other day, and we talked about her texting me the other day.
Okay, yeah. I want to know what she thinks, because she really likes the characters.
Should I just call her?
No, don't put
Okay.
her on blast like that.
Okay.
I don't think she'd like it. But I would tell you that I think she'll say they're different. Maybe she'll say like they inherently have the same style to them, but she knows the campaigns well enough.
I think
she'll say they're different.
I think if you say, like, if you're like, oh yeah, they're all the same, but the story is different, I can validate that, but that'd be weird if they were all the same story.
True, but I know she really likes the stories, and I know she really likes the characters, and I know there's a lot of missions that she really likes. She's had me play specific missions before because she really likes that specific mission.
We are talking about it on podcast. Okay, hopefully she responds. Hey Chad, do you think we should do another guest segment soon? Chad?
No. We'll have to look into that. We don't have a ton of room for that.
I think we do on the 16th.
Of when?
Of October. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I should have said that.
Oh.
That's on me. That was real dumb of me.
I was looking at September and I was like, bud. No. You can talk about that.
To be fair, there's only one 16th on that list.
Well, I didn't see it. I was just looking up and down and I could not find a 16th. And I was like, when, buddy, when? We could talk about that one. Did she respond to you?
No, she might be doing something. It is 9:00 your time, so I guess we'll see.
That's not fair. She stays up late. Maybe she'll respond to you in a bit. If I know her, she's probably going to give you a really long thought out.
Actually, it's funny you say that. Every time she does text me, it is a paragraph. About anything we talk about, it is a paragraph.
I just outed her name. But she's very good at expressing her thoughts in a very eloquent Banner.
If it makes you feel better, as you were outing her name, I was still mid talk, so most likely they heard me over you.
Is that another way of saying I interrupted you?
No. I'm just saying most likely that's what happened. Oh, by the way, as for the interruption thing, I think it all has to do with this because there's a Discord delay. And that's one thing
Probably. I'm also just bad about interrupting people, and I know this about myself.
Self-reflect.
I just get really excited to share my thoughts.
We love a self-reflection queen.
I just have a lot to say, and it's so excited to be told. It's just jumping out of me to tell you.
Also, for those we didn't say hi Elfinity and hi Per. How you doing? Hope you all are doing well.
We love G. We appreciate you being here each and every single week. But yes, also shout out to Per and Ill for his first time chat, and he came here to tell Ubisoft to fuck off, and I appreciate that.
I don't know if I ever told you this. Ill's been doing this for months. Pretty much since we started the podcast. Anytime I go into his chat, he has an alert pop up for the podcast.
He does. I saw it the last time I was in his chat.
Yeah.
It was so kind and appreciative. We appreciate you more than you know.
Illfinity is literally one of the dopest people, and his music's in my stream playlist.
The kindest, most wholesome souls that I've ever had the privilege of meeting. He's just so nice.
His music is in both my normal work playlist because it is chill to listen to while working, and it's also in my stream playlist, and it pops up occasionally. So he's a good dude.
I think I got him once to sing the Phantom of the Opera, if I remember that correctly,
yes.
And that was a great time of my life.
Was it the Greatest Showman that he didn't want? There was a specific song. No, it was the song from Moana with the crustacean that the crustacean's played by Jermaine.
Shiny?
Yeah, Shiny. I think it's Shiny. He will only do for people who have never heard it before, and he did that for me.
I don't think I've heard him do that one before.
Hey, Ill, you're gonna sing Shiny for Emily, or do My Shiny Teeth in Me. I'll take My Shiny Teeth in Me.
My shiny teeth and me.
That is a boy from NSYNC.
I did not know that.
That is Chris Kirkpatrick.
The fact that you knew that.
To be fair, the only reason I know this is because in a season of Celebrity Big Brother, Chris Kirkpatrick was on that season. And
you listened to him speak and you're like, how do I know this voice?
No. I knew he was in NSYNC, but I'm like, what has he done? And I'm like, oh, he's Chip Skylark.
Chip Skylark.
So yeah, he's also been in Trolls. It looks like. Which
who else? You know who's in Trolls 2 World Tour?
Oh, Taylor Swift.
No, all the McElroy brothers.
Okay, that's kind of funny.
They petitioned for a really long time to get into that movie, and they were actually devastated when they didn't get invited back for Trolls 3.
Oh my god! I think.
Wait, have you ever seen the? Wait.
I think the guys from Smosh were in the Emoji Movie, which I never saw. I probably never will see.
You ever seen the Griffin McElroy did a voice acting of something. Jeez. And it's a cloud and it looks just like him.
I don't know.
Oh, where is he? Oh, it's this thing that somehow is inhuman and yet looks just like Griffin McElroy.
Are you saying it's me in Discord?
Yes. So funny.
Jessica, can we pull that up?
Send. Thank you.
It didn't send yet. I'm waiting.
You know what? I posted it in our Discord.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, that's kind of cute.
I posted it in our group Discord.
That's kind of cute. I won't show it because that's in our friend Discord.
Hold on, wait. I want to see if I can find. I'll send you the video later. It's so funny. I love when they do the weird voice acting stuff.
So I started scrolling through this top-selling Nintendo games, Nintendo Switch games, right?
Yeah.
Resident Evil 6 is number 93. And it was released this year, March 31st, 2024.
How odd.
It's only 1 million copies. But if we're looking, let's look at the top 10. So we have Mario Kart 8, we need that, and Animal Crossing. Mario Kart 8 with 62.9 mil and Animal Crossing with 45.8 mil.
And Smash, right?
Then Smash with 34.
Wait. Let me see if I can guess. Let me see if I can get this. Okay.
Okay.
Number 1, I know it's Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Animal Crossing. Number 3 is Smash. Number 4 is Breath of the Wild.
Correct.
Number 5, it's not Tears of the Kingdom. It's gonna be a Pokemon game.
No.
Dang it. What is
I
it?
will give you... No, I'll give you a hint. A hat.
Mario Odyssey.
Yes. That is number 4.
Dang it. I just don't consider that game good is the problem.
Whatever.
That was number 5.
Yes, hold on. We need to go back to your review thing, because your review said it was decent. I just couldn't play it in long sittings.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't like as much.
Number 6. Number 6, yeah. So number 5 was Mario Odyssey. Number 6.
Number 5 is Mario Odyssey.
You were close.
And these aren't
before.
all. These aren't all. Is it Tears of the Kingdom?
No. But you were. Yeah, it is. But which ones?
The Violet one.
No.
Ruby Emerald.
That is Game Boy. Okay.
I'm just saying it wasn't. No, wait. It's they're all colors. Sun,
no, this one.
Sun
This
sun
one is
and Moon.
That is DS.
Sword and Shield.
It is Sword and Shield, which are not colors. But number 7, I will tell you, is Scarlet and Violet.
Number 7, Scarlet. Oh man, I was so close.
I'm shocked about number 8. I'm shocked about number 8.
Oh, you're shocked about number 8. That means it has to be something surprising.
It is, I will tell you. I will at least tell you it is first party. It is first party.
Pikmin.
No. Think games that I enjoy.
Superstars.
Close. You're very close. You're on the right track. Like, you're in the right franchise.
Is there a original Mario Party for the Switch that's not Superstars?
Yeah, Super Mario Party.
Is it Super Mario Party?
It is Super Mario Party.
That was 8.
That is 8.
9 is absolutely going to be Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay, yes. Are you cheating now? Did you Google this?
No, I'm looking at my Switch games I have over here.
Okay. Number 10 is a game I would like that I like and you would not. I don't think you played it, but I know you won't like it.
Oh, well, it's not Wonder.
It's same vein as Wonder.
Super Mario Bros? That's on the Wii.
You're talking about New Super Mario Bros. Okay. You're in the right direction.
Mario Maker?
No. Oh, I love that game so much, but I know it's not in the top. I mean, it might not be in the top 20.
But it's a Mario game?
It is a 2D Mario game.
2D Mario game that's not Mario Maker, not Mario Bros.
Wonder.
Not Mario Wonder.
It is a
not
port.
Odyssey.
It is a port.
Port? Sunshine?
It's a 2D game. 2D Mario. It's 2.5D, like it's 3D sprites and 3D all that, but it's a side scroller.
I don't know.
It is New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. The port
I
of
was never in a million years gonna get that.
I know. I'm only interested in telling you about number 11 because I also know this is a COVID boom game. Ring Fit Adventure. It's a COVID boom game.
Oh, interesting. That is an interesting one. I was wondering if I'm surprised Wonder and Pikmin aren't on the list.
Well, this is top 95. Super Mario Maker 2 made number 23, just under Super Mario All Stars. Let me see. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is 25.
Good for Kirby.
It's so good. Pikmin 4 is number 38.
Was Fire Emblem Three Houses on there?
Oh, it absolutely is. Hold on. Three Houses is number 34.
Oh, that was a good game.
Right underneath. I want you to think about it. It's one of your favorites.
Skyward Sword Remake.
It is
or
Skyward
HD
Sword.
Remaster.
Yeah, it is Skyward Sword HD Remaster.
I love that game. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss to Skyward Sword. Thank you, Nintendo, for making a game that actually had a story to it and had a good story to it with like twists and turns and surprises and character development. I've sorely missed that from you recently and would love if you would think about making stories again.
Number 42 is Among Us.
That's funny. That's funny. Who is playing Among Us on their Nintendo Switch? You're deranged. There's something wrong with you.
Yay, 1,000-Year Door. It's in the top 70. It's at 63, and it's only been a few months.
Good for 1,000-Year Door.
Good for 1,000.
Wait, where's Origami King?
Oh God, I don't. It is number 39.
See, here's the problem though. I bought it. I just didn't know it was bad when I bought it. So technically, I contribute to those sales.
I also bought it, and then I traded it in.
Yeah, but Nintendo doesn't track that.
I know. And they also don't track used sales, though, either, so it doesn't matter. I'm trying to think if there's anything else interesting. Astral Chain was an interesting game when it came out. This is, I bought this... I was with Allison. I knew... This is around the time where I talked to you, like, once or twice, and I knew of you, but I didn't know you yet.
What a sad time in your life.
Huh?
What a sad time in your life.
Oh, my mental stability was so much better. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. My mental stability declined not because of Emily, but because of other reasons. Are you about to text my wife that I'm bullying you? Guys, I'm going to get myself in trouble. Allison can probably hear me saying that too. If I had to guess. I am combative today. Number 87 is Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. You know, the Olympics that never happened. Huh?
They're right.
What do you mean?
Good game.
Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games?
Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
I own it. I bought it because Allison wanted it. I don't know. We didn't really play that much of it, so I can't.
Wait. This is late. This is late to the party. I'm so sorry we ended. It's not technically video games, but kind of is. I'm so sorry we ended the real podcast before I could bring it up. Everyone see that Sonic 3 trailer with Keanu Reeves as Shadow? They dropped that yesterday, same day as the Switch Direct, the Partner Direct, and the Indie Showcase. What a lot to drop in one day. It looks awesome. I'm so grateful every single day that Sonic is doing so well. And I haven't even played the Sonic games, aside from like one I had on my Sega way back in the day.
I should get her to play
Sonic. So proud of all his friends.
I need to get her to play Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic Adventure 2 is because, and not specifically because of the levels, though it's not a very long game. It's a 3D platformer. It's not your thing, but there's the Chow Garden. No. Listen, there's the Chow Garden, and honestly, we can download. Someone made a port of just the Chow Garden.
I've seen it on Drake's stream. Remember, he used to have a lot with the Chows.
Yeah, because someone made a version of Sonic Adventure 2 where it's just the Chow Garden. That's all you have to do. So if we download it on your computer, you will play it. You will become obsessed. My favorite thing is, and this is probably one of the coolest things Sonic's ever done, and they'll never do it again in Sonic Adventure 2 in the Chow Garden. If you're one of the hero characters and you nurture a Chow, they become good. But if you abuse the Chow, they become evil, right? If you're well, that's the thing. There's a Chow heaven and a Chow hell you unlock. But if you don't want to abuse any Chow, if you don't want to abuse any Chow to get a dark Chow, then you just nurture them as a dark character, and then if you want them to be a hero, you abuse them as a dark character.
Hey, if you're out there abusing Chows, I will find you. I will find you. We don't abuse cute things in video games. We just don't. Except for that one time the entire world decided to abuse every single Korok. And launched them into space and set them on fire and rolled over them. That was kind of base, though. Crucified them. There was a lot of... I don't even know what happened. We weren't even, like, in lockdown. It wasn't even pandemic where you could be like, well, we went stir crazy because we were, like, all locked in our homes. People just said, what if I took this thing and I set it on fire?
It was justifiable. I don't want to find 1,000 of them.
What if I made a Jesus figure out of this Korok and crucified him?
It's valid. I think it's valid to this day. Those Koroks deserve to be tortured.
Listen, did I find them funny? Yes. Did I find the recreation of a plane hitting two towers funny? Yes.
Oh my god, they hit the second Korok.
Like, I think too close to September 11th to make that joke. In fact, we're 2 podcast episodes away from September 11th. So I'm not going to be saying no more 9/11 jokes until after that.
Actually, no. 2 weeks, one of our podcasts is on 9/11.
We're 2 weeks away from it. 2 podcast episodes away.
Oh no, this is bad. This is real bad.
Literally within a fortnight of 9/11. We can't make any more jokes on 9/11.
Oh, we're screwed. What about the day after? Are we good like the week after?
I think so.
Okay.
September 12th. It's over. Move on.
Yeah. We remembered. It's okay. We can move along.
September 10th, it's fine. September 11th, we never forget. September 12th, we're fine.
September 10th, make memes. September 11th, USA. September 12th.
It's the same way I feel about July 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Oh, okay. I need justification here.
I just like July 4th. I'm patriotic for one day. I don't even like America that much. I just like July 4th.
Yeah, that's fair.
I get the day off of work.
Yes.
I get to go to a book sale because there's cheap books there. I get to go to a parade and get candy with my nieces. Then I get to spend the day eating hot dogs, swimming, and lighting off fireworks.
Wait, you guys don't have a whole month and a half dedicated to parades with free candy?
No, actually, as it turns out, we don't, and I'm so glad we don't because, quite frankly, your party sounds like it would maybe be too much for me.
One day, I think if you ever wanted to experience it, you have to come down in like late January, early February, because that's when it's like light and it's easy, you know.
I don't know if I say this with all the love for New Orleans in the world. I don't know if I want to.
If it makes you feel any better, there's no titty flashing anymore. Well, hardly any. Here's
the thing. I think we would go, and then I think we'd be there for maybe an hour, and I'd get some candy and watch some floats, and then I'd be like, wow, there's so many people here, and they're all pretty drunk. I'd like to go home now.
Okay, so then,
and you guys would be like, but we came out here for the whole day for this. And I'd be like,
no.
That's why
I'm saying you come early in the season, because then there's only like one parade that day, and you go for that one parade. So if you were on to experience it, we would take you Chewbacca's Day. Nothing else happens that day until nighttime. Chewbacca's happens, which is the big nerd parade, and then we go home.
But I don't know, maybe I would want to go, but I'd want to go on like the big day, the actual Mardi Gras.
Oh no, you would die. You would literally die because there was everything happening.
Yeah, I want to go for like a couple of hours and like get some beads and see some cool parades and like see everyone go crazy and then go home.
G, for context on why I said Chewbacca's, is because one of our main parades is called Bacchus, and a bunch of nerds are like, we want our own parade, which is in the spirit of Mardi Gras, so they created Chewbacca's. And it's a bunch of people in cosplay. All the bands playing are in cosplay. There's Star Wars floats, there's anime floats, there's different TV shows, anything nerd related. There's D&D people dressed up and marching. It's also very cheap to join that parade, from what I understand.
Chewbacca, I don't.
Oh, I didn't say you were.
Us.
Chewbacca's.
It's an us at the end instead of
wait, he's
end.
Australian. He has a different accent. Instead of saying no, he says nor.
Can you say Chewbacca with an Australian accent, Blake?
Good day, mate. Chewbacca.
Good day. Good day.
Nar.
For some reason, and I don't know if G knows this, but for some reason, the U.S. saying no in Australian accent has become like a meme over the last couple of months.
It has.
And it's really funny. My nieces the other day were like saying something, and my niece looked at me and she went, "No."
Good day, mate. I'm Hugh Jackman. I'm in The Greatest Showman. Did you know that Hugh Jackman?
Breakfast.
Did you know that Did you know Hugh Jackman used to be a high school teacher in London? Like, before he was an actor, he was a high school teacher.
Wow, did not know that.
One of his students actually went to one of his premieres, and Hugh Jackman recognized him and said, "Hey, you know what pissed me off about you in my class?" Like, was joking with him the whole time. Like, it was incredible to see.
Crikey.
Crikey. We're out here in the wilds. Look at that beauty. A wild, crazy Google brains in its natural habitat.
That's a really good accent. One of my favorite memories, one of my favorite stories about the Australian accent is I used to, like, obviously knows this, most of you know this, but just in case you don't know, I used to be an English teacher, a foreign English teacher, and we had listening segments where the students had to listen to a section of dialogue between two characters and then answer questions on it. When they got to a high enough level to a certain class, we started adding accents to those. So, like, normally they heard the American accent. Sometimes they got the British one. There was the hardest level was the Australian accent. And the first time I played it for a group of students, they had to listen to it. They sat there and they listened to it. And I was like, okay, can you answer these questions? And they looked at me and they're like, Emily Sensei, we have no idea what those people just said. Was that English? And I was like, yeah. We like listened to it several more times. They're like, Emily Sensei, we did not follow. That did not compute for us.
Oh, man.
And, okay, wait. It could have been Australian or it could have been New Zealand, but they also...
the Kiwi accent.
New Zealanders are the Kiwis.
It's
so
a Kiwi accent.
Kiwis too.
I'm a Kiwi accent. You know? How you doing, friends?
So,
I'm a Kiwi.
They'd be like, oh, crikey. And then they'd say something about the Kiwis. And, like, my students were like, is this English? What is happening?
I don't think Australians sound... then again, I speak English, so it's obviously not that hard for me.
It's your natural... It's your native language. Like, if for English students who are learning English, they've gotten so used to how particular things are sounded. And you have to think, not only do they change the way the word is pronounced, but they often use, like, local dialogue. Like, do they swap words out for words?
You mean dialect?
Yes.
You want to make fun of me?
Yeah, always.
I was one of those ignorant people in high school who thought English was the easiest language to learn, when it is one of the hardest.
It's one of the hardest.
I know. I now know. I learned very quickly that I was wrong. It is a Germanic language. Well, actually, it's a weird mutation of a Romantic and a Germanic language, and it makes no sense.
English is whack, man. It's whack. I took a class in college on, like, the origins of English, going back to, like, Beowulf days, and, like, studying literature up through how English was formed, how modern day English was formed. It was awful. And on that note, we should probably wrap up after party. I'm actually itching to go play me some Dragon Age, kids.
I thought you were about to say Dreamlight Valley.
No, I'm over cozy games like Dreamlight. Now I fight dragons.
She's not over cozy games. Yeah, on that note, please go subscribe to our YouTube. For the love of God, please. Just help.
I have to put this mic down. It just makes me feel so powerful.
Please help us. Please help us. Give us the subscribers. It makes Emily happy when small number get big.
Okay. Yeah, I'm out there yelling. Sorry. Our dog tried to kill a bunny.
Oh,
the bunny
no!
There's no harm to the bunny.
Kaya tried to kill a bunny?
Oh, no. Our 75-pound husky tried to kill a bunny.
Oh, fair enough. Valid. Not valid, but, like, understandable.
No, not valid. Not fair enough. It's evil of him.
Yeah, but that's very much what a huskies do. Okay, on that note, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. We'll be back next week. You'll see us next week. Oh, my gosh. We are every week now. We're weekly. We got Star Wars next week and then Astrobot after that. So, bye.